you fancy taking a trip to the land down under? Or are you living down under and need a quick holiday? Well, we've got your travel suggestions right here. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Australian tourist attractions. For this list, we've chosen those monuments, buildings, sites, or regions of Australia that draw many tourists per year and have either historical, cultural, architectural, or archaeological significance, as opposed to just specific cities that are popular for tourists to visit. So sit back and get your Vegemite toast ready as we give this country a fair shake of the sauce bottle. Number 10. Melbourne Cricket Ground. Found in Yarra Park a few steps from downtown Melbourne, the Melbourne Cricket Ground is nicknamed by some as the spiritual home of Australian sport. Opened in 1853, it's the Southern Hemisphere's largest stadium, with a capacity of just over 100,000. As the name implies, MCG houses most of Australia's international cricket matches during summer. In winter months, the G, as natives call it, hosts one of the country's unofficial national sports, Australian rules football, and is packed to the brim for that league's grand final at the end of September. Number 9. Shark Bay. Located at the country's westernmost point on the Indian Ocean coast, Shark Bay is a 10,000 square kilometer or over 3,800 square mile area that houses an abundance of aquatic life, like dolphins, whale sharks, and over 200 species of birds. It's listed by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site, mainly because of its lush beds of seagrass, its dugong or sea cow population, and its stromatolites. In fact, the crown jewel of this sanctuary is Hamlin Pool and its stromatolites, which are living fossils that date as far back as 3 billion years, preserved along the secluded coastline. Number 8. Fraser Island. The world's largest sand island, Fraser Island, for the most part, has avoided modern development to remain relatively untouched. Because of its natural state, this island off Australia's east coast is an ideal destination for camping, canoeing, fishing, and four-wheel driving. Its picturesque freshwater lakes provide the type of scenic landscapes you're likely to see as a desktop image. Named as a World Heritage Site in 1992, its sand dunes, lakes, rainforests, and other vegetation make this spot a natural paradise. Number 7. Bondi Beach. If you've ever been to Sydney, then you've probably been to Bondi, one of the most popular recreation locations in the city. The beach draws large crowds that are keen to get in on the sunbathing, surfing, or beach cricket, all found just a few kilometers or miles from the bustling downtown core. Also a hotspot for backpackers, this golden beach with its glittering waters and craggy coastline is also a desirable spot to call home, with its residential area housing some of Australia's national celebrities. Number 6. The 12 Apostles and the Great Ocean Road. This is one road trip you must take if you're ever in the area. The Great Ocean Road lies along Australia's southeastern coast, and as you make the trip down the ocean shoreline, the limestone stacks known as the 12 Apostles set up a memorably scenic route. Found near Port Campbell National Park, the 12 Apostles have fallen victim to erosion from rough ocean waves, and today there remain only 8 limestone columns. So be sure to check out this popular Australian destination while you still can. Number 5. Port Arthur. Preserved from Australia's days as a penal colony for British convicts, this historic site is part of the Australian Convict Sites property. During the mid-1800s, Port Arthur was a prison for convicts that reoffended upon arriving in Australia. Today, because of its history and its parkland location, the site has been turned into an open-air museum and a tourist hotspot. Despite its dark past, which includes a 1996 gun massacre that devastated the country, Port Arthur remains an important site to the country's history. Number 4. Surfers' Paradise. Located right in the heart of the city of the Gold Coast, Surfers' Paradise is where natural and man-made landmarks come together to form an entertainment and tourism hotspot. As the name suggests, the pristine beaches that stretch as far as the eye can see create the perfect conditions for surfing. But its high-rises and skyscrapers are also a well-known element of the skyline. The shopping, arcade, and nightclub precinct keeps the area alive 24/7, making it a party hotspot for locals, travelers, and graduating high school leavers. Number 3. Uluru, also known as Ayers Rock. Known as the Red Centre of Australia and the most sacred location of the Ananu, the area's indigenous population, this mountain-sized sandstone rock structure stands out from the surrounding arid flatlands of the Australian outback. Part of the Uluru Kata National Park, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, this monolith is dotted with Aboriginal artwork and encircled by springs, waterholes, caves, and more. Found 335 kilometers or 208 miles away from the closest large town, Uluru's location may be a bit remote, but the trip is worth it for the scenery and culture. Number 2. Sydney Harbour. This is a recognizable location even to those who've never visited the area. Sydney Harbour is an important spot in Australia because of its role in the city's development as the site of important celebrations and as the home of the iconic Sydney Opera House and Sydney Harbour Bridge. Opened in 1973, the Opera House is an unforgettable feat of 20th century architecture. Together with the Sydney Harbour Bridge, these two landmarks greet visitors arriving to the area by ship, docking at its lively harbour, Circular Quay. Before we unveil Australia's best destination, here are a few honourable mentions. Number 1. The Great Barrier Reef. What else could have taken the top spot but one of the 7 natural wonders of the world? Spanning the Queensland coastline and visible from space, this coral reef system holds thousands of species of coral and marine life, from sea turtles to sharks to millions of multicolored fish, which make up the vibrant world beneath the ocean. Sadly, it's also home to many endangered species, thanks to climate change, shipping, and chemical runoff from industrial development that caused irreversible damage. So, see this colorful sight while you can, because it won't be around forever. Do you agree with our list, mate? What spots would you like to see in this great southern land? For more, as the Aussies would say, fair dinkum top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.